Good morning, it's Graham Norris here with eXp Realty, and it's Coffee with Graham time. That's good. Well, today is Monday, the 8th of June, the start of a new work week. I hope you're doing well and enjoyed your weekend. Today, I thought I'd talk a little bit about something that we probably don't like to talk about much, but that's the risk associated with buying and selling a house. Like anything in life, there are ups and downs, and the downs can really cost you a small fortune and even lead to you losing everything you own. So it's something that you have to certainly consider. The first thing I want us to think about is selling a house on your own. In the industry, we know them as for sale by owners, and they're taking all the risk on their own shoulders of anything going wrong. They may not know something about their house, or they may know something about the house and choose to conceal it for one reason or another from any potential buyer for fear of not getting the price that they are looking for. Well, you leave yourself open, of course, to being sued by the buyer once they discover what the defect is or the thing that affects the value of their property, and you could well lose everything by doing that. As a real estate agent, we have what's called errors and omissions, and we're forced to do errors and omissions. So if there's something goes wrong with a real estate transaction, then of course the buyer has some recourse. The other big risk is Untitled. Sometimes, because of timing or whatever, you can get to close on the house and discover very soon after that the title was not clear for one reason or another. And that means that the sellers didn't have the full rights to sell the property, or others have a right to the proceeds. That can be a huge mess, and the new owners who bought it don't actually own the property. To avoid that, what we do is have title insurance, and the title insurance will pick up the loss associated with that transaction because they guaranteed the title. There's a whole host of things that could be wrong with the property and you don't know anything about it. A common one is boundaries. Over the years, your neighbors may have a fence, for example, and encroached on your land, or a shed or building, and something has encroached on the land. So before you buy it, you want a good real estate attorney, usually employed by the title company, to make sure that all the boundaries are correct. And if they're unsure, then a survey will have to be done. Typically, there's a cost to that, but again, well worth it. So that's the land. The property, you want to make sure that it's on a firm foundation, of course, and there's nothing going to threaten that home in any way, any subsidence, for instance, issues, erosion, all sorts of things to consider there, and think about the risk associated with buying a property. Maybe faults within the property that are not easily apparent. Sometimes there might be mold growing inside the walls and you can't actually see it, but it becomes apparent when people start becoming sick and find out that ventilation or in the walls there is mold. So that's a big one. I remember last year, in fact, coming across a house that was bought for 1.4 million. Not long afterwards, they discovered there was mold in it, and they lost over $1 million in value in that home, and they had trouble selling it. The molds of labs come out and do all sorts of tests. So there's all sorts of things that could go wrong. Another one is electrical. You might have an older house, for instance, and there might have been some do-it-yourself wiring, shall we say, which is not a good idea, especially in the attic. You can easily have a short going on and cause a fire. Again, last year I saw a house where the roof had gone up in flames, probably due to an electrical fault. And of course I have to poke all the ceilings out, and oh, it was a mess. So all sorts of things to watch out for. So whenever you buy, if you're a buyer of a home, you definitely want a good home inspector that'll come up with most of the issues you need to look at. They look at the walls, for instance. They have these moisture detectors, and they can tell if there's any moisture behind the walls, things like that. And then good title company that'll clear your title, and a good attorney that will check on the boundaries and the history of the house and everything else. So, and a good real estate agent, forgetting that, of course, who'll represent you, and if anything does go wrong, protects you from a financial disaster, because your home is probably the biggest asset you have, and you certainly want to protect that. So selling your home on your own is really not really recommended from things going wrong. And of course, as a real estate agent as well, we have all the best tools available for marketing and getting you the very best price. Typically we sell it faster and for more money. So I'd encourage you, if you're thinking about selling, to book an appointment with me and let's talk. I've got a calendar link down below. Just click on that link and book an appointment. And I have a video, several videos in fact, you can watch on tips and tricks and what to expect when selling your home on my YouTube channel. Each morning I do a short video on real estate matters or business matters. Coffee with Graham. If you like these videos, simply click on the subscribe button, and the bell will notify you when I upload the video. And if you've liked this video, if it's been helpful, click on the like button, and that will tell YouTube that it's a good video. But in the meantime, I wish you well, and look forward to talking to you. Don't forget, my number is 865-405-7947, and we'll talk to you soon.